Hey players, I'm pretty tall. Last time I checked, I was 6'1 or 6'2, which I would consider to be pretty tall. Now for most of my life, I never really saw this as an advantage, but to some girls, it is. So the question on the table is, do tall guys get more girls? The question submitted to me by Robert Daniel was how to get confidence if the girl is taller than you, even if it's by a small bit. Instead of answering this by myself, I asked my friend Alyssa what she thought about tall dudes and short dudes.
Hi, my name's Alyssa. Tall guys are very masculine looking, and they kind of just exude that dominance that a lot of girls really like. I'm only 5 foot, so the taller the better. I can get away with dating someone 5'5" and be able to wear heels. Tallest I've dated was 6'2". And at that point it just gets a little awkward because the size difference is ridiculous.
That's another thing we should talk about. How tall is too tall? Well, the average male in the United States of America is 5'10". So if you're something like 6'7" and she's like 5'4", she's gonna have to climb a step stool just to get up to kiss you.
A lot of short guys, they have all the same qualities that a tall guy has, they just don't have the height. So they may not seem to be confident. They might also be perceived as not being very dominant and not being able to protect, even though that sounds really wrong too, because I know a lot of military guys that are short and they can protect someone just fine. If something was to go wrong and the two of them are out, he can handle the situation. Not that a woman can't, but a taller man just is able to exude that natural selection, I guess you could say.
Confidence. How we so often come to that word. There's this perceived notion that confidence comes in the form of size. At some point this probably was true, but we live in a technological era where the man who could throw the biggest rock isn't always the best provider. In fact, just look around you. Some of the most successful and powerful people in this world aren't exactly the tallest or the biggest. Although society tries its very best to lock us into a specific pattern of what we want and need, we break out of that all the time. You have the right to like who you want to like and decide what you want to decide. So if you want to date a short guy, go right ahead.
I've dated someone who was 5'5". It was not any different than dating someone who was 5'11" or 6 foot. We were the same height when I wore heels. That was pretty much it. But he didn't act any different. Except when we were out in public once in a while, you could tell that he would get uncomfortable if we were like in an area like a club setting. He didn't have that confidence. He knew he was short, and I think that kind of plays into an insecurity.
I know, genetics says you have to find the tallest, strongest person out there and mate with them because that's how you pass on the best kids, but you have the option to date the shortest person you want, just because. In fact, doing that is now a choice and not a necessity. Disney has corrupted us, but we will valiantly fight back.
Disney movies for a perfect example. You don't see a short prince, you don't see a short hero, you always see the guys that are much more taller than the women and are able to just kind of come to the rescue and swoop in and take care of all of that. A guy needs to have that confidence. Even if he's 5 foot or 6'5", or he's even below 5 foot, just having that confidence and knowing who you are and knowing what you can offer someone else should just totally overpower anything else.
You hear that? Own it. Oh, is being short your excuse? Own it. Stop being too tall or too small. Just own it. The key here is what you choose to do is so much more powerful than what you choose to accept. And thus, the most important thing to exude is confidence. If a man is confident about his abilities, then the girl is going to feel protected. Yeah, you might get looks. And sure, you might even get rejected for being short. The truth is, you have to be proud of who you are. Don't allow yourself to become a victim of society because, well, you're better than that.
You can't change it, so you might as well just show off the other skills and characteristics that you have that single you out from everyone else.
As always guys, love and peace. Hey, thanks for watching. Big shout out to Alyssa for helping me out with this video. She may be small, but she is one tough son of a bitch. If you're new to the channel, make sure to click the subscribe button below. And if you want to see more special guest videos where I talk with different people, check out the link in the description below.